I did not think it was an issue. As I got into my 20s, it started to get a bit more extreme. So I'd have an argument and then pick up a pen and straight through the arm. Like, just not through, but like I would stab my arm. And I'm also having to start making cover stories, which I've never had to do before. So some of these marks, oh, look what that rabbit did to me at the weekend, fucking thing. No one would question it because I had my shit together. I would have arguments and I'd do more serious injuries that nearly hit veins and then it wouldn't stop bleeding for about 2 hours.
Right,
that was what mine was. As we've discovered, I'm quite sort of emotionally different in most areas. And then one night...
Hey everyone, welcome back to On The Mend with me, your host, Matt Willis. In this podcast, we explore the toughest moments in life and understand how people find the strength to move forward. Today, I'm joined by comedian, writer, actor, and I just want to say possibly the sexiest man who is 50 who plays Dungeons and Dragons. Little caveat.
You killed it. You killed it. All the girls are like, "It's Dungeons and Dragons." That's it.
Absolutely.
That's how to get you into Afghanistan. I left school without losing my kiss virginity. I was one of the few. Even the ones that smelled...
Left school, at 16 without having kissed a girl?
Out of even kissing. Even the lads that smelt of wee and played chess got a kiss. But I don't know what it is. Dungeons and Dragons is like a giant force field condom around your whole aura.
It's a chastity belt forever, isn't it?
But it all switches at 28. And we'll come on to it later, but I've just been involved in a survey about British sexual habits.
Yeah.
And the number one group that gets laid the most, that's freakiest in the sheets, are geeks over 30.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this season. If you want even more from On The Mend, hit follow wherever you get your podcasts. Right, back to the action.
Really?
So what I'm saying is if you are a younger man, just hang in there. Don't worry about the forearm injuries. The Punani tsunami is coming. It's true. It's statistically true. You feel like it's never going to end. Is it, if people like you get all the girls at school, and I was like, oh God, I
wasn't that guy. It took me a long time to come around to that. I kissed a girl by the time I left school, but I didn't lose my virginity till I was a bit older.
No.
I kind of wasn't really...
But
you kissed Ginny, mate.
It's because I got put in the gay best friend box, because it's so weird for a man to be able to have a conversation, and I realised some of my mannerisms. I had no knowledge that my mannerisms were effeminate at all. So I grew up on a council estate. Yeah. All my friends were all like knuckle draggers. They're all friends since we were 6 years old or 11 years old, depending on which school we met at. And I always had a girlfriend. As soon as I put myself on TV, gay, can't be straight, gay. And I was like, I can't understand what people are seeing.
Yeah, no.
But what I've realised is because I'm not like got a silverback, kicking a brick around a car park and headbutting a steak, I've got to be gay because I can hold a conversation. And that's probably what happened when I was at school. I think it's off-putting to females that don't recognise that type of masculinity.
Yeah. But you were funny, right? So like, if you're funny at school, surely you're popular.
If you're funny in your with women, in your 20s you are.
Right, okay.
Not at school. Right. School, funny is a defence mechanism. It protects you. Like, I'm not going to get the violin out, okay, right? I had meals on the table and I wasn't badly bullied or anything like that. But that's because I had the sense of humour. But if you are bright, working class and male, it's a dangerous place, a comprehensive, because if you're suddenly good at maths, you're a target, you're a loser, you're a nerd, you're a geek.
Well, so I think the only thing you can be good at school in a working class school is sport.
Fighting.
Sport or fighting.
Smoking weed first, getting laid first. But we need to find a way to cherish and nurture bright, poorer children because it ain't happening, because I was one of them. I just got lucky and wiggled out.
And what if you don't fit into some certain bracket? Like, what if you're not... Because I feel like at school, you almost have to be good at everything.
It's not one size fits all.
Yeah.
I don't know how you tailor education. I don't know how you afford it. I'm not an expert on it, but there are people have opinions about it. Some of us are physical, mechanical. Some of us are creative. Some of us are brilliant at maths and English. Yeah. But when you stir it all in a pot, you just get grey.
You're completely right. No, so going back to you at school, right? So did you ever feel like you had to hide parts of yourself?
Oh, that's all I did.
Yeah. Really?
Also, I was born in August. So the closer you are to August the 31st, the smaller you are, the younger you are, which is a big issue. So it means you're never going to be good at sport. If you look at Premier League footballers in our country, born here, they're overwhelmingly born September, October, November.
Yeah, I think it's sprinters as well, isn't it?
Right.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Purely because at school they were picked first, practiced the most.
Yeah.
They weren't naturally more talented. They were just bigger at the time and got more attention.
Wow.
Comedians disproportionately are either younger siblings or born in July or August because we have to be funny to survive.
Wow, that's fucking fascinating. So that's science,
If someone's
right?
going to hit you and they're bigger than you, what tools are you going to use? Words.
Absolutely.
It's the only thing you got.
Yeah. Yeah, so right, I was always quite small, but the only thing I had was a bit of the gift of the gab to get myself out of troublesome situations.
So you'll find that the quickest way to have to defend yourself verbally, or the most natural way is to be the youngest or the smallest, obviously.
Yeah. So you said you were kind of a bit scared of like those things like drugs, and were you drinking at school or anything like that? No, nothing.
My dad is an overwhelmingly authoritarian influence.
Yeah.
Dave, of course, from Essex. What else could he be called?
Referred to him as a silverback.
The silverback, steroid injecting, shaven headed, 17 stone, metal welding, weightlifting, bouncer, lifeguard, sheet metal working lump of BNP voting, Essex stake. BNP manifesto in one hand, Poppadom in the other. I'll tell you what's wrong with this country. Yeah, more mint sauce, please, Abdul. Immigration, one of them. He'd have been probably in bed with a flag all weekend if he was still alive.
Yeah.
So it was the opposite of... there's nothing wrong with me being opposite to anyone, but when it's your dad, if you're so opposite, it can be quite stressful.
Yeah.
This is everything I wasn't. He didn't even look like... You had blue eyes, blonde curly hair, he's big. Yeah. I'm like a stick. Dark hair, into poetry, dancing. Move to Brighton, get it over with, put me out my suffering, boy. We just didn't speak the same language. He might as well have spoken Swahili or Polish. We were on different planets. But one whiff of weed in my gaff, your case will be in the front garden. I think I honestly believed he meant it. Obviously, once I got to 16, 17, 18, and it backfires, because if you're too authoritarian on a child, as soon as that child is big enough, they're going to claw back power any way they can. Right. So you're going to end up doing more of the stuff you're told not to. I wanted to dance more. I was like, what if I read loads of books just to be so different to you? Right. So I started learning as a sort of rebellion. Really? So I couldn't become rough as a rebellion because my family's rough as arseholes. One Christmas, my uncle was carried off on a stretcher because his foster son knocked him out because he refused to get Coke for him on Christmas Day. So that's the type of stuff I grew up witnessing. So I was like, how could I rebel?
I can't do that.
So you either become the same as everyone else, which I was never going to do because I can't bear being the same, even though I've dressed like you today, but that's on purpose. Or I wanted to rebel. And the way to be different was no one went to university. You just don't go to university. It's a waste of time. You're not posh. You get a trade, you get a job, or you go to prison.
Well, it just wasn't even an option where I grew up.
It wasn't. I didn't know
anyone that went to university.
My dad told me, if you do go, I will not contribute because I believe in getting a trade. So I was told, you won't get a penny. Boy. Always boy. Never my name, boy. So that's what... But, God rest his soul, without him, God knows where I would have ended up because I didn't put a foot wrong. I never have put a foot wrong. But I kept on in the tracks till I was about 16, 17, and then I started raving. And even then, all my experiences were positive. And I've always worked. I've never been in debt. I've always got my shit in order. And that's all from him.
Wow, man. Wow. Yeah. I mean, so, like, what do you think it was about that kind of made you... Like, because I heard you talk about it once, and you said you either become a carbon copy of your parent, or you become, like, you actively revolt against it, become something different. I had exactly the same thing. I was completely different to my parents and everyone kind of around me, and I was kind of, I don't want to get the violins out either, but like, that wasn't okay. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like I was celebrated for being different. No. I was very actively uncelebrated for being different and told to fucking man up and, so it's like, it's hard to kind of live through that. What was that like for you?
Well, I can't say that my parents ever did that. I wasn't encouraged. It was like well, that's Russell, isn't it? What do you bloody hell? What is it now? Which was a sort of tacit encouragement.
Right. Okay.
It was and that's partly because when my dad was younger, he was quite a good looking guy. And when he was about 18, 19, when he started unfortunately taking steroids, which back then was a positive thing because they didn't understand they could kill you. So he started.
And they were made in some fucking bath.
Probably.
In some dodgy bloke's bedroom.
He was muscly, blonde haired, blue eyes. He was a model. He got scouted for modelling. Then he did a bit of acting, and he did just like a season at Butlins, like reeling off one-liners. But being in the acting world, his agent was gay. It was all gay men. So even though he was this ape from the East End, he'd been around a lot of different people.
Right.
So I think that protected me. Even though I'm not gay, but because I like what he would call gay things, like white working class men do, I would be lying if I said there was judgment from my mum and dad. There was lack of help. You want it, you do it, you fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
And then I would do it and I go, well done, boy. And my mum would always, I'd never get proud, but my mum would go, you got to understand your dad's from a different generation. He's very proud of you in private. Right. You should hear him down the pub. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Dad, I've got a first class honours in English. I'll be in the shed.
Yeah.
Expressing my pride.
Expressing my pride in the shed. Yeah. So the gym in the shed, right?
He had a massive workshop and then he built a gym which I was supposed to go into and get as muscly as him.
Right.
So we're a council house, but massive with loads of add-ons once we bought it.
Right.
It was nicknamed the Castle by the neighbours who all hated us.
Really, right.
The house didn't fit in it. Council, and then ours with 4 pillars out the front. My dad built. He applied for planning permission for they called Doric pillar, like the Greek ones with the white grooves down the side. And the council said no. So my dad built brick ones, swimming pool in the back garden, workshop, gym, council house, Brimsdown Avenue. So they hated us. Neighbours hated us. They would get like cocks drawn on the wall, and our gates got nicked once. And next door, Dole, look at the castle, think they're fucking better than us. And then my dad would go, so wash your shit out your mouth, Dole. Shut up, you cunt. Like, over the fence. Yeah. All of that stuff. Sorry about my language, but that's
all right, mate. You're on my podcast.
That is my culture, unfortunately, is swearing.
Do you find it comes out more when you're on stage or not?
It comes out more when someone like you is taking me back to who I really am.
Right, yeah.
So the guard, because I'm quite good at letting my guard down. I'm very, very honest. I end up getting in trouble and then calling out, can you take that bit out afterwards? But I will, if I'm asked a question, I will answer it. And if I'm going back there, you're getting who I used to be rather than who I've become through education and everything like that.
Yeah. What's that like? What's that like going back to that boy?
Great. I wish I had like juicy sobbing trauma to bring out on shows like this. I should have. My brother doesn't even live independently. My brother lives in warden assisted accommodation, complete nervous breakdown, junkie, schizophrenic, bad mental health issues. He'll never live independently. And my dad was an extremely overwhelming character to live with, as I've just... I just cycled 10 miles. Fuck it. I used to do 20 a day. It's fucking nothing. See you later, boy. But I found it hilarious. I used to go up and make sketches about it and act it out. And for whatever reason, you get 2 people hit by a car at the same speed. One walks off going, that was close. The other one ends up in a wheelchair. Mental health is exactly the same. It's the random roll of the genetic dice. I've got 2 uncles, both grew up with the same abusive dad. Bad abuse, stuff I don't even want to describe on here. One's happy-go-lucky, one of the best male role models I've got in my life, and one had a more challenging reaction to it. So every single person reacts. You get it with twins. One twin gets ill, one doesn't. If twins can react differently. So I think it's my nature. I was never hit, but my dad used to hold that up like I never hit you, did I, boy? I never, when I was 18, I never fucking laid a finger. Thanks, Dad, Father of the Year. And then he would say, do you know why I never hit you? Like normally we'd had a couple of Stellas. And I thought he was going to say, because I love you and you're my son, which I would have wanted to hear. And he went, it's because if I started, I wouldn't have fucking stopped. Didn't trust myself.
Fucking hell.
So that was his reason for not doing physical discipline. He didn't trust his own strength. But I found it fun. But I didn't go, oh, I need therapy. I was like, that's hilarious. Write that down. Tell my mates.
I mean, so I'm picturing your dad, right? He's like this, I can get a very strong image of him.
Yeah, the only thing he wasn't was tall, but he was wide. He was 5'10", same height as me.
Yeah. I mean, and you think of his kind of like, his impact of the gym in his life and kind of getting massive and stuff like that, and being very focused on how he looked, I suppose. Did that affect you in the way you felt about the way you looked?
Definitely. That has affected me. I'm probably a bit vain, I would say, but everyone in this. We didn't just fall out of the house, the pair of us did. We were like, this chin goes.
Absolutely. I feel like people are kind of scared to talk about that,
I don't think it's an unhealthy level. I can be shower to front door in 35 minutes. That's within the realms of not too vain for a man. I will admit the gym has become a bigger part of my life. Whether you would describe it as problematic or not, I don't know. For me, it's like Lindsay that's my wife, goes for a bath every night. Some people do yoga or meditate for an hour a day. I don't see what the issue is if I'm doing an hour a day in the gym. But when I tell people that, they're like, that's so much, you're doing 7. But, I love it.
People think that's too much, really?
Well, it's bordering on, if I don't go to the gym, bearing in mind my age, I'm supposed to have a rest day once a week. I can't do the rest day. I just can't do it. I'm not sore. I've got no consequences. So I'm like, why do the rest day? It's like not brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
So whether that's addiction or habitual, there's a thin line between the two.
I think there is a thin line. And also, I think when it comes to any of these things, right, it's got to be like, why are you doing it?
I just love it.
Because some people do it for a punishment, right? Some people are doing it because they're not good enough, so I have to do this. If you're doing it because it makes you feel good and you're doing it because it improves your life in every single way, same as the way I feel about it. Like if I train well, if I eat well, if I look after myself, I feel fucking fantastic.
Same.
Do you know what I mean? And I've felt what that feels like. So now to feel anything less than that, I'm like, well, all I have to do is this, and I feel like that. So why wouldn't I?
I just felt, I prefer. Obviously, at my age, it's a fucking miracle that I've not got a stent, a bald head, and a beer gut, which is what I'm supposed to have. Yeah. But my dad, I like that athletic looks, like David Beckham body, or Brad Pitt with the hat on in Thelma and Louise. That's the look I'm going for, and have achieved. Check the gram. Whereas my dad,
I've seen you in your Speedos, looking good.
my dad misattributed attractive physical masculinity with size.
Yeah.
And that got better in the 80s and 90s and has got worse again. It's gone like that, and then Instagram and all of this has started, and it's gone up. And what's mystifying a bigorexia, which I hate as a coinage, it's so clumsy, but how can we be having a rise of steroid abuse, which is a drug I hate more than coke, and I fucking detest cocaine. Right? I've never taken it, but I hate what it does to people. But steroids probably killed my old man. I cannot understand. We just buried fucking Hulk Hogan last week. They will kill you early. Yeah. They fucking will. Do not inject Decadrablin or Tribulis or whatever one you're injecting into your body. Yeah. Just don't.
What is that word you said? What is bigorexia?
It's where it's the same, so anorexia, and that's also on the rise in men, is an eating disorder where you look in the mirror and you don't think you're thin enough, even if you're dying from how thin you are.
Right.
It's a form of control as well for some people. It's something you can control. So if everything else outside...
It's the biggest mental health killer on earth.
Right.
Anorexia.
And then bigorexia is just the same thing in the other direction. You look in the mirror, I'm not muscly enough. But I would love to make a documentary you would make. It'd be a great one. I would watch it. Why are these men... What is it they're chasing? Is it the approval of women? Is it just their own self-confidence? Because I suspect it's that. And like talking...
Well, it's funny. I've thought about this quite a lot, like over the last couple of years, because I've trained at different gyms over the period, and I've also had this. I've tried to get big, and up until like probably about 2 years ago, that was my mission, was to get as big and muscly as I possibly could, until I realised, one, I don't look very good. And two, I feel like shit.
For who?
Who am I doing it for?
For yourself, there's a gap in your own self-esteem.
Absolutely.
Once you face that, it's like a spell being cast. And you're I look great, heroin cheeks back,
dude,
let's have it.
Hairs on my arm have just stood up. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's my self-esteem that I was suffering with. It's like, I'm not good enough.
Of course.
I need to get bigger to show my worth in some way.
You've got to believe you're right.
Intimidate or whatever the fuck that was, like, because I didn't feel adequate enough, Then I just went, that's released from me now. And I don't need to, and fuck, it was a weight off my shoulders.
The reason you're not injecting steroids is you've worked on yourself, you've got your self-love going, your needle wouldn't even about getting your arm. You'd be like, what am I doing? Same reason you can't put gear up your hooter anymore, because you fucking rate what you see in the mirror.
Yeah.
So that is the cure for most things, is more self-love in. I've just got involved in the libido space.
Yes, tell me more about this.
So my wife's this just fucking badass entrepreneur. Anyway, she runs this biohacking company all about staying younger for longer. Yeah. And it's based on all the stuff I was doing manually. So I got to about 35 years old and my career took off late. Like a lot of people from council estate backgrounds, unless you're talking about music or sport, we find what we want to do later in life. Yeah. Music and sport are young people's games. So if you can sing, you get discovered at 17. If you can kick a ball, you get discovered at 14. If you're good at anything else, you probably never get to do it, or you'll get discovered at 30. Yeah. Because if you can't see it, you can't be it. So I had no idea about I was good at literature and I could get a first. So I get to uni 3 years late. I start everything started late. Yeah. We can talk about how I discovered it in a bit, because that is also a bit of a magic story. So I find myself winning the biggest award you can win in comedy, fucking giving away tickets. Everyone wanted me on TV. But I've got this Lee Evans type act. 35 years old. I'm not 25.
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you wake up and it's like you've slept, but you're still knackered? Well, I used to blame the kids, the late nights, my busy schedule, basically everything but what I was actually sleeping on, my mattress. Turns out that was a problem all along. When you're trying to rebuild yourself as a husband, a dad, a mate, whatever, you learn that good sleep isn't just a luxury, it's what you need to fill those roles. So over at On The Mend, my podcast, we switched to Simbra, hybrid mattress. We chose this mattress as we learned the hybrid layers adapt to your body, keep you cool and give you proper support. All of this helps so much when you're waking up refreshed and you're not dragging yourself through the day. So you can become a better version of yourself through the power of sleep. Simba's won over 100 sleep awards and 6 Which Awards. Best buys, and I get why. You get over a 200-night free trial, a 10-year guarantee, and flexible finance options. So there really isn't a risk, and you'll get to see how amazing you really, really sleep. Honestly, it's amazing how much better life feels when you're well rested. Head to simbasleep.com/on-the-mend and give yourself the rest you deserve. Ever feel like you're burning the candle at every end? That was me on tour, back-to-back shows, brutal travel, barely any recovery time. And let's face it, I'm not 25 anymore. I mean, my body was like, mate, what are you doing? So before the next leg, I switched things up and started taking Vitals by Heights. Just 2 capsules a day, packed with 20 essential nutrients for brain and body. Omega-3s, B vitamins, D3, all the good stuff. I mean, Heights has massively transformed the way I tour. I used to have trouble sleeping, not be able to fall asleep, be wide awake for hours, or fall asleep, wake up in the middle of the night, not be able to get back to sleep, then have to do a whole new day the next day, feeling pretty groggy. You know, Vitals has changed that for me. This isn't some gimmick brand either. Heights is formulated by doctors, backed by science, and trusted by elite performers. There are literally thousands of 5-star reviews to go along with it, right? If you want to simplify your routine and feel your best, head to heights.com/OTM and use the code OTM20 for 20% off your first subscription. Trust me, you'll feel the difference.
Gut starts coming, grey hair starts coming, hair starts falling. Normal, all normal 35-year-old stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can I stay younger for longer for my wallet? That's why I got into it, just to extend my career like a footballer getting a cartilage transplant.
Right.
That's as far as my thinking went. It had nothing to do with vanity or being an old man or meeting my grandkids. I had no kids at this point. And so I just started with the basics, cutting out sugar, trying not to eat processed food, exercising regularly. So Jolt, which is the anti-aging thing that I'm involved in with my wife and my best mate, the 3 of us do it together. It's amazing. And we've realised there are 4 pillars of wellness, and if these aren't in order, you might as well flush your money down the toilet buying magic pills and powders, right?
Yeah.
They're great, some of these brands, but they're not loud enough about don't give us your money. Like, please don't even go to my website, my page. I'm begging you, if you have not got your eating sorted out. If you're living on processed food, don't eat shit, move a bit. That's the first 2. You don't need a gym membership. I've done an hour's workout before I came to you today. I stayed in that shithole hotel down the road there just so I could maximise my sleep. I've done pull-ups off the door. I've jogged on the spot, push-ups, resistance bands from a lateral raise. I don't need a gym. Right. It's such a bullshit excuse. Oh, it's raining, I couldn't go to the gym. I'll fucking break you in a travel lodge hotel room, not sexually. And try to don't eat shit, move a bit, but it doesn't have to be gym membership. It can just be 5 minutes jumping jacks. We're not talking about posh organic food. Don't cut out carbs, don't cut out fat. Have a balanced diet, free of junk. Sleep. Within reason. I know you were on tour last night. I'm on tour tonight. Can't always do it, but
most of the time I can try my hardest to get good
sleep. Get good, and if you can't get the amount of sleep, what's your sleep regime like? What's your sleep hygiene like? You looking at your phone, blah blah blah. So, and the 4th most important one, stress and relationships. Right. What's your work life like? What's the quality of your sex life and your relationships like?
I think this is not talked about enough.
Have you got toxic, neggy friends? Because if all your friends are drains rather than radiators, you ain't got a chance. A drain leaves you like that. A radiator is when, like at the end of this conversation, I'll be like fucking buzzing, just hanging out with you. Charged up. I'll do that. Call Matt, this is Agent. We can do a documentary. I'll be like that. You'll get all kinds of shit after this. So that's because you're a radiator. You're charging me up with ideas. That's why I'm here today. A lot of people have got leftovers in their lives. I was friends with them when I'm 16, so I'm friends
We've been
with them
through a lot
now.
together.
Yeah, but they hate you. They're in a side hoe group. They slag you off. They make fun of you when you go to the gym. They make fun of your new girlfriend. They say it won't last. Bye, twat. That's the end of that relationship.
Yeah.
So don't eat shit, move a bit, sleep, stress. Then and only then, evidence-based supplementation.
Yeah.
And supplements where you can click on their website and see their certificate of purity.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what you're taking.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting anyone's putting fake stuff out, but use stuff where they've spent money to check
To
purity.
justify why you're paying for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was doing all of this separately. I had no inclination to get into this world at all. I'm extremely busy writing and performing and acting. So I'm doing, NMN at 7 a.m, resveratrol, Viscetin, my workout, and all these fucking pots and pills like that weirdo on the brilliant, weird, scientific weirdo on Netflix, Brian Johnson. But he has no life. I do 4 IB for a year. I like a pizza at the weekend.
Yeah. I find him fascinating, though.
I know, he's the
I
equivalent.
think we need people like that.
He
in the world.
sacrifices himself to science so we can do our baby version of it.
Exactly. It's exactly what I get from him.
So my wife, who I'm 12 years older than, she just had Minna and she was getting a bit like, oh my God, I'm getting older. Is this what a woman is? Just having a baby. And of course, my aging is slowing down. And slowly but surely, she thought I'd just be an old man. And I'm still like knocking on the door with my knob 3 times a week. Fuck yeah, I'm horny, young, active. She's like, fucking hell. And she's like, starting to want a bit of what I'm doing. Yeah. Can you give me, can you show me what to take at what time? And then I got invited on Stephen Bartlett's show. And I just said, I think I was like, 48 at the time. And he hadn't done his research. And he didn't believe me. So they gave my ID up and everything. He'd done his research brilliantly, but he didn't know how old I was.
I mean, dude, let's just say this. It's like you're 50 years old.
50, yeah.
You look fucking incredible.
Well, that's because I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah.
So I just went on and casually said, blah, NMN in them. And that's it. I couldn't get through the DMs. Lindsay couldn't get through the DMs. I'm getting all these forwarded messages from Stephen. And that's when my wife's entrepreneurial bulb went ding. People love what you're doing. Even now, people will be pausing it to try and get that list. Don't bother. I promise you, unless you're mental like me, you won't be able to afford it and you will not be able to be asked to do it. So that's when we thought once a day convenient version that's got what I consider, and we've used doctors and scientists, the top 7 evidence-based in mammals ones that will actually slow down cellular aging.
Wow.
Most people in this stuff don't even know what aging is or how we age. Yeah. So I know what that is. So I like to try and stop it. Yeah. And aging only has 2 components. It's really simple to understand. Have you been told this already?
Please say.
It only has 2 components, aging, and anyone can understand it. For anyone with science degrees, I'm simplifying on purpose. Yeah. Aging is like cancer. We know what it is, we just can't stop it. Cancer, stuff that shouldn't be growing, can't stop it. Cancer. Aging, stuff that shouldn't be dying, aging. Aging is making new cells every day. We've woken up today, you and I, you're in your 40s, 42, 43?
I'm 42.
And I'm 50, and we're trying to make all these new cells. And the only way to make the new cells you need is to copy the Matt Willis cells of yesterday, otherwise you'd be a different person. So if you can give more fuel to the battery of your cells, you will make more accurate copies and you will bin out the old ones. Yeah. Hence, you will present as younger, you will feel as younger. I'm better at making new skin cells. I'm better at making new liver cells. I don't nap anymore. Used to. Don't need to sleep before a gig. Sex drive, poor Lindsay, it's off the fucking charts, like hornier than a rhinoceros. It's fucking insane. But for a man of my age, it's ridiculous. I love dancing, exercising. I just don't get tired, and I used to.
Testosterone in men, right, and kind of like this kind of like urge that we have towards, aggression in a way, right? Yeah. We have this thing, and I've heard you talk about self-harm in a way, and I've heard you talk about it in a way that I've not really heard many people talk about it, because we hear the word self-harm, we think of a certain thing, but this can show up in many different ways in men, and I think it showed up in you in a really interesting way, which I would be very intrigued to talk to you about.
Of course.
So how did that show up for you?
So just to finish off what you're talking about, which will provide a link.
Yeah.
Aggression can link to testosterone in men, and testosterone can dip. So just for safety, I should probably say not all issues around male desire can be fixed by working on yourself and reading a book and going down the gym. You may have a testosterone issue because we never did say what the male menopause is. It's a permanent dip in testosterone. So diet and exercise will lift those things, mood and stress. And that's the other thing we've got involved in. It's called Jolt Bolt. You can tell I do the branding. And it's a unisex bedroom supplement that helps increase free testosterone and lower stress. So far as aggression itself, which we'll now talk about, it's got two drivers. It can be hormonal, men that are abusing testosterone and steroids, or it can be emotional and psychological, as it was in my case. So as a little boy, I obviously witnessed my dad's way of dealing with things was to fucking smash up the pedal bin. I never saw anything dramatic. I never saw a wall punched through. I never saw a door broken. I think my dad was just too tight, basically. But I saw plenty of fucking 0 to fucking 10. It's 10 fucking 10, you fucking cunt. Loads of road rage and all that. And I've obviously learned that by accident. And I couldn't unwire it. It wasn't a verbal process. It wasn't an emotional process. It was a physical reaction that went straight to my hand, hit a wall. I couldn't get in. Why is this game not loading on my, I've done the screen. There was no, I'm losing my temper. There was no space to work on using an anger management course.
Right. Okay.
I didn't have
no time to take a breath.
There was no gap. There was no bit I could get in. Punching the wall. And I just thought, as a 15, 16-year-old lad, everyone was mental. I'm from a fucking junkie council estate, so I was the most normal, emotionally literate person there. I did not think it was an issue. As I got into my 20s, it started to get a bit more extreme. So I'd have an argument with a girl and then pick up a pen and straight through the arm. Like, just not through, but like I would stab my arm. I go, fucking, we won't go out then. Nah, fucking hell, I've done that. I'm now post-university though, so I'm a bit brighter and I'm starting to think, is that right? And I'm also having to start making cover stories, which I'd never had to do before. I had a pet rabbit at the time. So some of these marks, look what that rabbit did to me at the weekend, fucking thing. No one would question it because I had my shit together. Then a couple of times, admittedly, I was drunk. I would have arguments and I'd do more serious injuries that nearly hit veins and then it wouldn't stop bleeding for about 2 hours. That was what mine was. Never people. I've never been in a fight with a man ever. I talk my way out of every situation. I just don't feel, as soon as a person's aggressive towards me, I feel, how can I make you happy? Thank God. Same with any female I've been with, same with any of my animals. Like I don't have aggression to living beings, thank God. But objects, mate, they're going to get it if they mess with me. And then it kept building and building till there's a couple of like serious ones. Before you know it, fucking 30 odd. And it's not getting less. It's ramping up. This is extremely rare in males. Extremely male self-harmers aged down here. But as we've discovered, I'm quite sort of emotionally different in most areas. And then one night, done a gig and I was really tired and I came in from the gig. I wish I could remember what the argument was about with my girlfriend. I can't. It would have been something silly. And she said something, and what I can't take is a raised voice at me. Obviously, that's from my old man again, I imagine. And I thought, right, I can't raise my voice back. I just can't bear aggression towards another person. I think that's the other thing I don't like. So I take it away physically. And our Chinese takeaway just arrived. I will get this out as a stand-up routine one day because it's fucking funny, even though it's horrible. I headbutted my whole dinner. I was like, oh, really? Smack. Plate in half. Special fried rice chow mein everywhere. And I was like, what's that? And the blood was going from my head and it was hitting the ceiling where I'd cut my head open so bad on the ceramic plate. And we were both horror. And then it started coming down my head, you know, like Carrie. Like, and then I couldn't see. It went in my eyes. And I was like, I blinded myself. So just for a split second, I thought I'd cut my eye and blinded myself. One of the scariest. And then I sort of sat down because you start imagining. I sort of started hitting the wall thinking, I'm dying. It's just a tiny cut, it turns out. Like, oh, this is it, hold me. And I was picking what I thought was bone out of my head, with special fried rice. But I didn't know it at the time. I was like, it's bone, call an ambulance. And it was fucking chow mein and shit. I thought it was my brain. It was chow mein. Go to casualty and they call the old bill instantly. You've been assaulted. And I'm like, I haven't been assaulted. I passed out from exhaustion. So I've got the triage nurse, the sort of the old Bill paramedic combo one that's trying to see if something illegal's happened. Then they're questioning my girlfriend, thinking she's a female domestic abuser because they can see I'm lying. I get, I think, 4 stitches in my head, just under my hairline, thank God, because I had an important gig and I was able just to wear my hair matted and cover up the injury. I've probably got a horrible scar under there. And I thought, that's the cut-off for me.
Yeah, something needs to be done.
I thought, because next time, if it could, imagine if it wouldn't have been intentional, but if I hit the wrong vein or something, I could end up in
When you hear about people punching through glass and it's slitting their wrist and, all that
so
kind of
I
stuff.
I was just about to do Edinburgh. It was 2009. I went straight online. I can't remember what I Googled, but it brought up the Hoffman process, which is like an 8-day residential therapeutic course. You could be suffering from coke addiction. You could be fucking headbutting walls. You could be someone that just wants to improve themselves in the corporate company, but you could be someone that's been on antidepressants for decades. It's a real hodgepodge. Yeah. And the headline was, when you're actually seriously ready for change. There was a checklist. This isn't for people that, I quite like. I was like, I'm all those things. Yeah. Managed to get on one in the September, because Edinburgh's all of August. I've never had one occurrence ever since I checked out of Hoffman after 8 days, ever of any symptom ever again. Yeah. It was a complete cure.
So what exactly
and that was most people on my course, and I'm talking people that have been doing gear for fucking decades, people that have been on antidepressants for decades, anorexics. One man, he'd been sent there on a corporate vibe, and I'll never forget, his skin was grey and had these dark rings, and you get those, some men just hate women. You just and he was a porn addict, it turned out. Fucking like slags. He had that. I don't know how I watched someone's skin change, but the geezer physically coloured over the week. I watched his brain wiring change. Now, you sign an NDA when you do the Hoffman because some of the things work because of the surprise of the exercise. So I'm not talking about them to
keep the secret.
I'm not talking about them because someone might watch this and want to do it, and I think you wouldn't do it if I told you some of the shit that's involved. What I will say is this. It's 7 or 8 days residential. It's a bit expensive. It's probably about $5,000 now. But the food, it's so amazing. And the connections you'll make. There's no phone, no exercise, no massage, 5 minutes for a shower, no sex or wanking, and you're made to share a room, and nothing that isn't the process for 8 days. I'm not trying to have a go at people that use therapy. I'm not. But the reason you've been going to the same therapist for 20 years is you get off the tube, lay there for an hour, and then you're back on your phone. It's not enough. It ain't enough to shock you out. You've got to really fucking like Kill Bill, 5-part punch. Full reset. They take you, without me telling you the exercises, all the way back down to about probably your inner child age, 8 years old. They look for the things that are really you and the things that are patterns that were taught to you. And the things that are patterns that are taught to you, they might be useful, they might not, but they are an option. And you get the tools to go, fuck off, bye.
Do you know, mate, you're the third person that I've met that I admire that has talked to me about this.
Hoffman.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Person. It's uncomfortable for
I've heard about it from lots of different people, but you're the third person that has kind of said it to me, and I've just gone...
It was Goldie that made me, because I'm into dance music and raving, and the advert that I clicked had Goldie on it, and I was like, he's like the most geezer,
absolutely,
bloke I know, and his whole skin, his glow changed after he did it. For me, it wasn't as dramatic because it was literally a specific problem I had. There was one side effect which I thought was interesting. So physical affection is for someone you're having sex with, or innocent physical affection with a baby or a very small child. There isn't physical affection between adults unless you're fucking them. That's what I was raised. I'll give my nana kiss on the cheek. Don't even say I love you to my mum. Not out of hate, it's just not done. And you certainly don't fucking hug your mates. You get to the door of the party, bye everyone, group wave, out. And I used to dread weddings with middle class people. And as soon as I started getting into showbiz, everyone wants their fucking hands on you the whole time. And I'd get panic about it. Went and did Hoffman, it's gone. I don't even remember if I hugged you this morning. I probably did.
We did.
It's just a normal part of my personality. It was night and day, overnight change. I don't know what it I don't know what it did.
Hi guys, just want to take a second to thank today's sponsor of On The Mend. They are London Nootropics. Now, I'll be honest with you, the first time I came across them, I was scrolling on my phone, I know, and I got served an ad talking about how London Nootropics make incredible adaptogenic coffee blends infused with adaptogens, which I've now learned, first of all, how to say that bloody word, and secondly, they are natural plant and mushroom extracts that help your body adapt to stress, boost focus, and keep your energy steady. Their whole purpose is to make the very best adaptogen extracts simple and accessible so you can add them to your day without even thinking about it. They use premium, clinically studied extracts so you actually feel the difference. Each blend is designed for a specific need in your day, blended into coffee that actually tastes bloody amazing. Honestly, it's the best coffee I've tried, right? It's so easy. Just pour it in, mix it up, you get a great tasting coffee. My favourite is the Flow Blend. It helps me get into the podcast headspace. Head to londonnootropics.com to find out more.
How old were you when you did this?
It was 2009, so I would have been 34. Just right about time when I started cutting out sugar, don't eat shit, move a bit. It all came together. I was just not, the reason I've had children late is I would not have children until I fixed this trait. I was too scared of having children. I didn't want to be in a house with a baby when I could lose my temper and put my fist through a wall, because I thought it'd be a scary thing for a toddler to witness. So I was ready to not have children if I couldn't fix it.
I mean, being a parent, right? I mean, it's such a massive thing for everyone, right? I mean, everyone that is a parent will know how big that change is for you, you know. But I mean, for me as a parent, I was terrified because I hadn't done all that work, right? And I was like, am I gonna bring some of my shit onto this child? You know, I was really terrified of that. Did that come into your head?
It just wasn't. There was no chance I would have a child until I was fixed. I think when you're very, very working class council, you think you're supposed to have your babies young. So my nan was 39 when I was born. Yeah. My mum was 21.
Nan was 39?
39. Right. She was 17 when she had my mum, and my mum was 22 when she had me. So my great nan was fucking 60 odd. So I had a really great relationship with my great nan. Yeah. So all my friends start banging out kids when where I come from, the poorer you are, the more fertile you are. Right. Second you get a degree, you got fucking 100 less eggs. Yeah. So I just thought, I'll have babies by 25. But once I got busy and got past that, I thought, I probably shouldn't have children. Yeah. I was agnostic. And every girl I started dating, I was like, just to let you know, I'm not bothered if I have children or not. I wouldn't stop it if our relationship gets serious, but it's not something I'm into. Yeah. And even when I met Lindsay, even when I'd done the work, I said that. And I said, if I don't have children by the time I'm 40, I'm not going to bother. Yeah. I'm not interested in that. So I think I was 40 and 3 months when Minna was born. Right. So I missed the deadline by 3 months. Right. But I got quite adult about that. Yeah. It was intentional.
Yeah, man. I mean, and after doing all the work, right, do you ever catch yourself repeating any of your kind of behaviours?
Not the self-harming, never.
But I mean like any of your parents' behaviour.
I've still got a normal amount of twat man behaviour, but I don't want to be like, I don't want to be lobotomised. Yeah. You know, if I'm running late and a train's been cancelled, I probably will shout the C word as loud as I can, or go and smash the boxing thing in the gym as hard as I can. Yeah. But Hoffman sort of gives you permission to do that. You can. There's nothing wrong with getting a punch bag or a cushion and in a controlled way, doing some exercise on it and letting out that thing until you feel better. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you can't control it and you smash up something precious, like a computer or some glass, and it scares everyone around you. That's not okay. If you say, do you know what, I'm feeling a bit stressed, I'm going to go and do some boxing and sort myself out. Yeah. Little child's like, yeah, go daddy, go do your boxing. They're fine with that.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I think like anger is something which we're not in society in some way. We're just like, it's not okay to express. Yeah. You know, when actually it's a fucking human emotion,
and it can be useful.
Yeah, it can be useful.
It can be useful if you use it as a tool. Yeah. I would say I get close sometimes. Like I can slam a door to a point where I would like it if the handle had come off. It would have improved my door slamming experience. Yeah. But I still think that's just about within the realms of a working class lad who, yes, I've got a first in English, and yes, I lead a privileged middle class life, but my first language is chav. It just is. Yeah. It really winds me up. Like I'm on stage or doing talks like, oh, don't try and pretend you're working class. You live in a fucking mansion in Cheshire. Yeah. Like you don't know nothing about it. But if I'd grown up in Paris or if I'd grown up in Senegal, for example, or Ghana for 25 years and started talking about being Ghanaian, no one would dare go, you're not Ghanaian anymore, dude. Yeah. I'd be Ghanaian, right? Absolutely. Well, I was chav for a quarter of a century. My first language is peasant. I'm still fluent in it. And when I'm stressed or drunk, that language will come out.
Absolutely.
I will drop into dialect.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived with my nan for free. It got so bad with my old man and his racist remarks. He wouldn't let this girl I was seeing in the house. She ain't coming in the fucking house. So I was like, I'll move out today. They thought I was bullshitting. I went to work, moved in with my nan that night. And it was one down. It was a proper council flat. She had like a disability lift to get in the bath, so I had to be lowered into the bath. He had a built-up toilet with all the fucking skids on it. Yeah. I was in a box room. It was fucking bleak, but I was so happy. Yeah. And we used to have to put...
She's a big drinker as well.
Yeah, alcoholic. Yeah. I never saw her sober. We used to have to put £1 in the telly to watch the rental telly, and it was rough as fuck. Yeah. And it's in my DNA. I can't unlearn those parts. So that's why I'm such a confusing Venn diagram of Ibiza, getting on it. I love my wife. I love talking about sex. But I love Penguin Classics. I love Jane Austen. I love literary theory, literary criticism, philosophy, science, art, history, and Dungeons and Dragons. In that Venn diagram, I think I'm the only person.
I don't think I've ever met anyone with that Venn diagram.
There's no one in there. Yeah. It's just me pretending to be a goblin with a first in English whilst fucking having it in Ibiza. Right. But my nan, yes, okay, like I know my aunts and uncles might watch this, and I know she obviously might not have been the ideal parent. My mum wasn't even raised by her. She just fucking my mum just dropped out of her and she fucked off. Yeah. And my mum was raised by her grandma. That's why I've got such a close relationship to my great grandma. She died when I was 20. And but my nan just went from husband, and then one husband was inside, and she was visiting him. He was inside for fraud. And then she started a relationship with another criminal who was visiting. His friend was inside for GBH and he was on the visitor's side. So she started banging him, and that's how he's the dad of my auntie uncle. Wow. So it's like proper shameless stuff. But for me, the grandchild, she was exactly what I needed. Because I'd already worked out I can't rebel by doing chavvy stuff because I'll just be like everyone else. And there's something in me. Even as a baby, my mum said I would pass the parcel in the other direction. I'd face the other way. So I've got some oppositional, creative burn in me. But I couldn't quite get there because I was a chav. I hadn't read anything. I was uneducated. I got naturally into... I'd left school going, fuck GCSEs, and thought I was a legend. In my diary, which I kept, and this is going to come off suicidal. I wasn't suicidal. I'd planned to die at 40. That's what I'd written. I'm going to fucking just get on it every weekend, drop down dead at 40 like all the people I love. They all died at 27, all my heroes. I'll do another 10 years. Fuck it. I'm going to rave to death. Yeah. Bad looking back. It's a suicidal thought. I didn't think of it that way at the time. But when I moved in my nan's, she gave me the energy I needed to rebel against my dominant narrative, which is chavvy working class lad, shit job, die. Yeah. She was like, whatever anyone expects, I've fucked it off. Yeah. And I was like, well, everyone expects me to be a chavvy moron. So what the opposite of that is to be like Ollie and Jocasta. How am I going to... At that time, I didn't know how I was going to get there. Yeah. But I'll never forget, the girl that I moved out over... This was the first week of tough love with my nan, yeah? So she drinks bottle of vodka a day, 60 Embassy Fields. She's always drunk, but she's like a wise, grey hair, dressing gown, stick, skull face, hard as nails. I watched her have a fight with the hardest woman in Enfield once. This geezer had beat up my auntie Elaine, and she'd lost about, I don't know, I better not put that detail on, but this geezer had beat up my auntie Elaine, and... my nan had gone, he's a fucking cunt, and like thrown a glass at him or whatever. And his sister had come round. So my nan at this point is, well, she seemed an old lady to me. She probably wasn't. I was 8. I was in the lounge. She was looking after me. And never forget, there's all this fog of fag smoke on the ceiling. And the hardest woman in Enfield, come over. I'm going to kill you, you fucking old bitch, yeah? I'm the hardest woman in Enfield. I'm going to take you out. And she went, don't. And my nan had a cast iron frying pan behind. She went, you do not put one foot on my property. And the girl put a foot on and she just went, and as she said, am I right to swear? Yeah. As she said the word cunt, she hit her with the frying pan. And I'll never forget it because the U of cunt went, cunt. And blood went up the window, and this woman just toppled back and ran off. She fucking did her in front of me. Yeah. Anyway, so I end up living with her years later when I'm 20, and I moved out over a girl because my dad's so racist he won't let her in the house. And this girl dumped me on the first week and went back to her old boyfriend. And I was, because of all the stuff I was doing at the weekend, I was a bit too emotional. And I was crying. She's like, what are you doing? I was on the, this girl, Gabby, let's call her, she left me. And she went, get up. She got up. I got up. And I said, no, this is my dad would have gone, what are you doing, twat? And walked off. She went, get up. She looked me straight in the eye. She's my camera, that one. I still use this phrase every day, and I apologise for the language, but it gets me through. And she said, laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you're a cunt. Now, that can be seen as a toxic message, but what she meant was face things.
Yeah.
You can't change what's happening to you. You can change your reaction to it. Yeah. She didn't mean push the emotions down. We sat and talked for hours on the sofa after that. Yeah. She meant you're choosing to cry on the floor. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with crying.
Quite stoic.
Nothing wrong with crying, but crying on the floor is going down a hole. Up, and then she was her other catchphrase every time I got dumped. Fuck her dirty knickers. That was her other one. So I use that metaphorically now. So you know what it's like in this business. Yeah, it's an I'm making a panel show for ITV. Oh, sorry, you've been dropped. Fuck their dirty knickers. Move on.
Great.
Cry in the world. Crying you're a cunt. What's the next? How can I be creative in response? How can I, if I don't get a job, be creative in response rather than go online and go, what's happening with white males? We can't get any job. Crying you're a cunt.
Yeah.
Be creative, improve, get hired based on your talent. Stop bitching. Yeah. That's actually right. That's what she did the final bit of the raising. And that gave me the strength to start to think about how can I not be a chavvy nobody? Yeah. And then I had the coincidence on a dance floor, 6 a.m. next to the speaker, raving my tits off, Strawberry Sundays, Vauxhall. This girl comes across the dance floor. Who are you, man? I love the way you dance. About an inch taller than me, fit as fuck. And we just start dating. And she's posh.
Yeah.
And so when I was going back to hers, she was at uni. So I was staying in halls and I was watching geezers that looked like me. And I was toddling off in my Burton suit to do a job I hated in a shop. 7 a.m. I felt like an old man. I'd fallen asleep on the train. And Ollie, I see it. I'll be with your girlfriend. We're going to read on the lawn till 1. And then we got like one lecture at 2. And I think some of us are going to play snooker. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What am I doing?
How is that? No, but how is that fair?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? If my IQ is the same as yours, how is that fair? And it's because I've been taught the script of get a trade, do this, do that. It's fake. So that lunchtime in my diary, I've written, today's the day, I was 19, today's the day I changed my life. Wow. Went home to my nan, told her, she loved it because she knew it would annoy my dad and everything, that I was going to Ponzi, like go and study books. He thought a Penguin Classic was a biscuit. And I found out there was a college called the National Extensions College. If you had internet, you could use it. We obviously didn't. Where you can redo your A-levels out of a box at home and send your essays to a remote tutor and speak on the phone to a tutor. Or if you've got the internet, you can do it online. And as long as you got to the age of 21, which I would have been by the time I finished this A-level, I could get to university on one A-level because you're counted as a mature student. So I got the place, found the uni. I was 20. And I thought, can I do this in a year? Sociology A-level. It's 3 years part-time. I was like, I ain't got 3 years. I want to be 21. And of course, sociology, it's half conscious. It's Marxism, feminism, class. Why are white working class, sorry, I hate that phrase. Why are working class boys doing so badly? What's taught to us? There's no white working class. It's just working class. And I got angry as I was learning it. So that fed it. I just retained every statistic.
Yeah.
Within 3.5 months, I'd completed this 3-year course. I was still having it at the weekend. I was still working full time. I was getting up. It was like, the montage video in Rocky where he's punching meat and all that. I just didn't need sleep. I don't know what happened. And I had to, now you've got to find a way to set the exam because you're not an official student. You're just a fucking nobody. So I had to call Enfield College. Can I sit? I wanted to hit the July. You're not ready. So I went, I'm sitting it in July. Can I sit sociology? I had to sit on a separate extra table. Who's he? He wasn't on our course. Fucking fake. And I finished every exam early thinking, well, I've obviously done shit. Walking out with an hour to spare. Not only is it the quickest from enrolment to exam recorded at that time, but it was the highest grade in the United Kingdom for A-level sociology, Eton, fucking everyone. I had to go to the House of Commons and I received a reward from Betty Boothroyd, who was the Speaker of the House of Commons. My mum still got the photo on her side. I looked like, with my fucking MDMA eyes and like, I was fucked. I look a lot older than I do now. Shaking hands, receiving the award. And what happened was, at that moment where I wrote, I'm going to change my life. When my nan had slapped me around the face, where I'd been dumped, where I'd been shown how I'd been shortchanged and tricked by an accident of my birth. I'd had some sort of, I don't know, whatever the opposite is of a nervous breakdown is, I had it.
Yeah.
It's like someone went behind and went, you do realise these aren't plugged in? What? These? Two here?
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, Limitless. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I'm brainy as fuck.
Yeah.
Went to uni, first for this module. First. These are private school kids.
Yeah,
First. Got the highest grade, the only person to get a first on my degree 3 years later. Now I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Now I'm like the most informed biohacker you've taught. I'm the highest energy comedian. I work more hours than anyone. I'm more informed about masculinity. I can't turn it off, unfortunately. Whatever was plugged in, I can't fucking find it to unplug it. So whatever happened, the only thing I couldn't blag was my vocabulary, because I didn't know long words. Because my dad's a lagger, my mum's a cleaner, there's no books in the house, and I didn't know who Jane Austen was. So I had to get, again, while I was at uni, I was getting up an hour before everyone else to catch up on Charlotte Bronte, Anne Bronte, Jane Austen, Charles Dickens. I was reading extra stuff that wasn't on my course to pretend I knew about the posh world of literature.
Right.
And every time I encountered a word I didn't know the meaning of, I wrote it on a card so I could pretend like I knew long words, like learning French or German. The first word I ever encountered where I was reading Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen, even though it wasn't on our course, was impudent. I've never seen that in my life. Fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Looked it up. How do you pronounce it? If you're from a council estate, is it impudent? Is it impudent? Is it impudent? So I had to learn the diacritic alphabet, so the little lines. So I knew it's impudent on the first syllable. Impudent. Then I had to learn its cognates, impudence as a noun, impudently as an adverb. I impudently walked into the Matt Willis podcast. It just means bold and cheeky type thing. And then I'd write the meaning. I got about 5,000 of these cards, and I would go to the toilet. And do you know when I stopped doing the card? When the word occurred to me naturally in my head. I was like, I know, it became part of me. And then about 15 years ago, when I started to get famous, I burnt the cards.
Really?
I was so terrified of someone discovering that my vocabulary was fake. And then I look back and think, it wasn't fake.
It wasn't fake.
No, I just educated myself.
Yeah.
But I thought it was, no disrespect to Russell Brand in this department, regardless of all the other shit, but I didn't want to be looked at like a Russell Brandy type character using long words that I'd looked up the night before. So I was trying to keep my language simple. And that's the other thing that comes with judgment. If you had a posh comedian here and he went, I was on the tube, there's some obstreperous children on there this morning. Did you hear that? Use the word obstreperous, meaning unruly. If I use it, it's taken in that Russell Brandy way. I don't deserve and I don't have access to long words because I sound common. So there's a prejudice there. So that's why I burnt them.
Yeah.
But
what was that like?
I was ashamed.
But how did it feel to burn them?
Like I was covering up a crime.
Really? Fuck, man.
Like I was covering something up, and so that when I got interviewed by The Guardian, I could go, it is somewhat impudent of me and I could use it and no one would ever know what I'd done. But looking back, it's like, no, I just had a passion for language. I hadn't been, if you can't see it, you can't be it. Same with if you're a person of colour and no one who's of colour does that job, you're going to be underrepresented in that field because there was no older African or Caribbean people to show you that path. Well, there was no working class or common sounding or council estate people to show me that it's okay to have a big vocabulary and to enjoy language and polysyllabic, card number 351, polysyllabic words. But it's fine. I've just fucking love literature. I am common, I'm a scum bag, but I fucking love books. Both things are true.
Wicked.
I love being a scumbag. I don't want to change it. I love going to Ocean Beach, go, let's fucking have it, and lying in a sambuca. But I also can't wait to get Ian McEwan's new novel, which is coming out today at time of recording. And I'll smash it in 2 sittings.
Yes, mate. Dude, fucking legend. Mate, I mean, we've just gone through so much stuff and I've loved every second of it.
And I hope some of it, because sometimes you watch things like this, and it's, rather than helping people, it's intimidating because they think I've got unusual energy or I've had unusual breaks. But the trick with anything I've done, including, like, remember, ladies, gentlemen, when we spoke about male desire and all of that, is small incremental steps. So the first thing, if you're a couple that aren't having enough sex, for example, is to start with a conversation and a glass of wine or fucking edible if it's legal where you are. Whatever your poison is, as long as it's not coke or getting too drunk or any of the addictive substances, do that, relax, and have a conversation. If you're a man that hates your body, look in the mirror and journal what's wrong. These are tiny steps.
Yeah.
If you hate where you are academically, what's a 1 hour a week course you can do?
Yeah.
These are, what you're looking at is the result of years of small amount of work. You wouldn't go up to someone in the gym and go, your fucking arm's massive, mate. Can I get that tomorrow? And he'd be like, no, what you need to do is sit on this bicep curl machine for 5 years for no reward for the first 3 years and do bicep curls. That's all good things in life, including a good marriage. So it'll be 6 months of difficult conversation. Then you're going to be fucking smashing each other like bunnies. Me and Lindsay, people are like, I don't understand it. What's your secret? Like, why are you kissing and cuddling and shagging all the time? Because we work our fucking asses off.
Yeah.
We talk, we communicate, we explore female sexuality, male sexuality. We're honest about our desires and our boundaries. And I'm the same with all my niggles and my problems and my body and what I want to learn and what I want to do in my career. You know, people are going to have an issue if I go ahead and do Shakespeare next year.
Yeah.
But why have I pushed that down?
Yeah.
I want to go on stage as a Shakespearean actor. I want to try it even if I fail.
Yeah.
And people, hey, fucking, you can't. You're just a comedian. Well, fuck them. I'm going to try it.
Absolutely, mate. Too right. Well, mate, I fucking wish you all the best with it, mate.
Cheers, dude.
Dude.
I won't actually stop, so you're better off just wrapping up while I'm talking.
Well, do you know what? We all, on the Mend, we always do a gratitude list, something that I've done for years and years and years, and I write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day. I can get out on the wrong side of the bed sometimes and be a bit of a prick. And so, like, doing this thing sets my day up going, actually, it's all right. You know, so I ask every guest for 3 things they're grateful for. So I'm going to ask you.
I'm obviously grateful for the lucky break I've had in this career. I lead a blessed fucking showbizy rock star type lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that is a privilege. And it's not all based on hard work.
Yeah.
Some of it's based on luck.
On luck, I don't think we talk about that enough.
We won't talk about it. You just do the steps and do the... No, you need luck as well.
Lots of people do that and they fucking don't.
Right.
Make it, yeah.
So I bumped into that girl on the dance floor.
Yeah.
She walked through the smoke. We had an amazing relationship. But if I'd not seen her and gone back to halls, none of this conversation would be happening.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have got angry enough. So I'm humbled and grateful. And every day I get... And people, it's all right for you to be grateful. You're a rich comedian. And you got a beautiful wife that loves you. Try being me. Actually, it's harder. It's easier to be happy when I had fuck all, and then I got £100 gig. Oh fuck! Can you believe it, boys? We got booked. Remember when you busted started?
Yeah.
We're going to be on TV. Oh my god,
yeah.
Mum! Easy. When you've been on TV 1,000 times,
Yeah.
you still need to jump around like a 17-year-old.
Absolutely.
You need to artificially go, oh my God, I'm a pop star. I'm about to go on stage in a massive venue in Birmingham. What a lucky fucking twat I am.
Yeah.
You have to say that to yourself before a show. Like
Yeah.
I have to say it to myself before I go on stage in a slightly smaller venue in Birmingham, you fucker. And so you have to look at your wife or your child and go, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I love you. So that, artificially practice that childlike gratefulness for the luck and gifts that you've been given.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
first thing I'm lucky for. Second thing I'm lucky for, I have got gratitude for, is whichever of my ancestors has gifted me this metabolism and energy.
Yeah.
So I realise it's unusual.
Yeah.
And
It's unusual.
And the third thing, I better say it or I'll be in deep shit, is obviously for Lindsay. She's just, she has taught me so much. It's like doing a course in the female psyche. Men are so reluctant to learn about women and how they work, but it will pay dividends if you bother, because you might end up having a daughter one day and you're better off knowing all that shit, trust me. So yeah, I've just got so much gratitude for my partner. You imagine what it's like living with a comedian. I'm a fucking night, horny, cracking joke. I need loads of I come down the stairs. Does this vest look tight? Do I still look ripped? Have I lost weight? It's non-stop need for Afro.
yeah.
Oh, you look really hot. I don't feel like you believe it when you said it. Like, life's fucking hell. Is my hair, is it bald? Is the minoxidil working? Can you see a bald patch? Like, can you put some of that nanogen spray? Like, it's non-stop.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful to her and what she's doing. No doubt about it. The shit of raising men has fallen on her because I've done 3 tours.
Yeah.
And she's starting this amazing business. So
man.
yeah, I'm grateful to have a fucking hot, amazing wife. She said to me the other day, but Russell, we'd had a couple of glasses of mushroom wine, and she was like, looks will fade. You've got to remember that. And I went, I don't think they will. I think I'm going to look at you when you're 80 and you're going to get fucking smashed out the chairlift. Yeah, so as far as the moment, I should probably try and sell some shit while I'm on here. I've got a kid's book out called Pet Selector, which is a dog and cat breed guide, which I wrote for fun. I was approached, what are you passionate about? I'm passionate about masculinity, books for boys. And I had my cat on my lap at the time. And what's that? It's a Burmese cat. Think of it like, you know, your mate who never sits still and needs lots of attention. They were laughing. They go, why don't you write a book about cat and dog breeds where you describe the breeds in comedy for 7 to 11-year-olds? Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I'm like really like nerdily knowledgeable on dog and cat breeds. So I wrote it, and it's been a fucking such a success. I'm touring it around schools.
Mate,
to get
amazing.
a non-fiction book that goes like top on Amazon on kids' books is unheard of.
Absolutely.
So that's really good. So I'm writing another storybook for younger readers, aged 3 to 5. That's coming out in May, called When Brian Met Terry. It sounds like some sort of gay teaching pamphlet. It's not. It's about introducing a chihuahua to a cat-dominant household. So it'll be helpful if you're bringing a baby in to a toddler.
Yeah.
But it's also a very, very funny story. And it's based on truth. I thought my cat was dying because he was having such a dramatic reaction to the chihuahua. You know, he's going, give me my last rites. I can't even be bothered to kill this mouse. I've got depression. So it's all that in the book. Obviously, I've got live dates, the last few. Please, I don't know when this is coming out, but I don't know if you've got any international viewers, but I'm going France, Germany, Sweden, Norway, as well as the remainder of my UK dates.
Mate, wicked.
Got a big London date coming up. And of course, and I realise it's a competitor podcast, but it's very different in tone. Evil Genius is my biggest hit.
Yes, mate.
I make so many of them. We take people from history, Gandhi, whatever, could be Amy Winehouse, whoever, and we ask, are they more evil or more genius?
Great.
It's funny, it's informative, and people fucking love it. So wherever you get your podcast content, listen to that.
Yes,
and obviously I'm on all the usual TV panel type stuff, but you know, I don't need to
You're
plug
smashing it, mate. You're smashing it. Yeah. Right, Russell Kane, we now do Music to Men By. We're going to think of 2 songs, right? And they're going to connect to you in a different way. The first one I'm going to ask you for is a song or a piece of music that connects to your inner child.
It would probably have to be something by Bob Marley, because I just remember as a kid, my dad, weird, typical white racist man like Bob Marley, Marvin Gaye and Curry. But maybe Every Little Thing's Gonna Be All Right. Is it called Three Little Birds, that
Three
song?
Little Birds, yeah.
Something like that. I just got really innocent memories of dancing with my cousins. And it is true. Even if you get the worst possible news and you're dying or something, eventually every little thing will work itself out. You cannot change what's going to happen to you. You have to manage your reaction to it. So that is my inner child song. Of course, it would be Rastafari. But that.
What connects to your present self, so where you are right now?
Anything with house music, because house music just... it connects people on the beat. You can be 2 fucking knuckle-dragging men hug in a house music party. I can go over and go, "Oh, mate, what's your name?" "I'm fucking Terry. I'm a Scouser." "Ah, Terry, how long you had me? I've known you for 2 weeks. Oh, you seem fucking sound, lad." You could have that conversation.
Yeah.
Fucking try and do that at an indie gig. Sorry, mate.
Absolutely,
What, you fucking gay or something?
You're so right.
At the R&B club, like, do you want to have a chat? Let me lick you up, bend it. Ain't happening. So house music for me is my happy place.
Yeah.
I love dancing. I love dancing with my friends. I love jumping about in a sun hat. So there's I don't even know if it's out yet, but my favourite house music techno artist at the moment is a DJ who's rocketing up and coming called Ben Hemsley. I'm honoured to actually have become friends with him.
Right.
He came to one of my shows and I've been to his. He's fucking killing it. He's got residency at Amnesia at the moment. He's just, I think he's working on a massive song with a huge artist. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. And there's a really famous house music song by Rui de Silva, "Touch Me in the Morning, Laughing at Night." He's done a remix of that.
Yeah.
And it will break your goosebumps.
Great.
It will break them off. It's one of the best euphoric vocal house spiritual pieces of music I've ever had. It's a fucking amazing piece of music.
Yes,
I've
mate.
got the MP3 on my phone. I don't know if he's released it yet, but when he does, mate, it's a music orgasm. But anything by Ben Hemsley, Tidal as well.
Right. Dude, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you
man.
so much.
Thank
mate,
you. We will have a hung
legend.
off camera, don't worry.
There we go. Right, guys, that's it for this episode of On The Mend. If you found this conversation with Russell helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss the next one. As always, if you or someone you know is struggling, just know you're not alone. We put links to support and resources in the show notes. Please do check them out. Thank you very much. See you next time.